so in this lesson, we're looking at dot plots and column graphs. So we're going to use Smarties to collect and organize data with dot plots and column graphs. Now, because you're online, you may not have Smarties with you. Hopefully you do. But if you buy Smarties, because normally I do this every year, you'll see that it has a lot of information there that are really important. So let's get on with this graph, okay? Oh yeah, we've got in the back of a Smarties pack, there's always an animal. What type of data is this? Hopefully you say categorical. Because it's a category, all right? It's a snail, or it's a turtle, or it's an elephant. So that's a type of graph. Count how many you have, what type of... This is numerical, because it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a number, so it's numerical. Okay, so they're different types of data. Okay, let's get into the lesson. All right, so what happens is I've done this many years, and it says when we counted how many Smarties were in the boxes, this is what we got. So we had all the students, and one student got 14, another student got 10, another student got 11 in the box. So in their box of Smarties, that's how many Smarties came out. And another student got 12. Hopefully you get what's going on, all right? And how many students was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So a few must have been sick, but there was 20 students in this class, and this is what they got, all right? So this is sort of like a really basic and not that organized way of putting this information in. So we have a few ways that we can do it, and one of the ways that we can do it is that we use a dot plot, all right? Now, dot plot starts by having an axis down here at the bottom and putting information in. So, for example, I can see that the lowest number is 10. I think it's the lowest number, yeah. And the highest number is 14. So I'm going to pop this in my dot plot. So I'm going to go 10, and I'm going to go all the way up to the highest number that I have, which in this case is 14. Okay. All right. And what I need to do is I need to start organizing it because so I can see, and I'll call this number of Smarties in each box, all right? Because we're looking at the box, how many are in there. So in this one that I found, there was 11, okay? So here we're going to have a look at it. All right, so now we need to start organizing it. All right, so what I'm going to do is that for every number, I'm going to put a dot on top of it. So see how the first one's 14, so I'm going to cross that out, and on top of 14, I'm going to put a dot, all right? Going to cross the 10 out, and on top of 10, I'm going to put a dot. Now, one thing that you need to do is, I need to get better at this, is try keep these dots level, okay? Because otherwise your data is going to be wrong. Okay, so give yourself a bit of space. You'll see what I'm saying. So 11, I'm going to cross it out and put a dot on top of 11. Cross it out, put a dot on top of 12. Cross it out, put a dot on top of 13. I'm going to keep this going. Hopefully you see where I'm going. Now I'm going to try my best to keep them in line. It looks like there's a lot of 12s, doesn't it? Oh, the 13s are coming up as well. And yeah, normally when I do this with a class, it does seem like there's a lot of students that have 12 in their box or 13. It's really unusual for them to have a low number. Although I've had that too. All right, there we go. So what it does is that instead of putting all of the data into this massive thing, it's consolidated into a nice graph. And why is it good? because I can ask you, I'm like, what was the most amount of, what was the most common number of Smarties in a box? And you can easily say it's 12 because it's got the highest column. And that's what's really good about the dot plot. We can put things into it and you can clearly see it. Now, a column graph is actually very, very similar. We're going to do the same thing, okay? Except I'm going to put a vertical axis here, all right? Now, I can see from here that this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 people that got 12 Smarties in their box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a scale up from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And what I'm going to do at the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing as I did over here. I might even, yeah. I'm going to start at 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a column graph instead of dots. All right. So how many students got 10? 1. So I'm going to go, yeah. So I better name what's at the bottom. Number of Smarties in a box. And over here is students. Okay, so that's the number of students. So there was one student who got 10. And then at 11, there was one student as well. Now we're going to leave a gap in between these columns. And that's for very important reasons. We can colour these in. There's no problem with that. Okay, we can colour them in. How many students got 12? Well, that's the one that got 7, so I'm going to go all the way up to 7. Go down. Since I've been colouring the others in, I'm just going to roughly colour this in. All right, how many students got 13? It looks like 6, so it's just going to go 1 down from here. Oh, it's trying to bring them all together. Now, my columns are really, really bad because they should all be the same size. But for some reason, I've made this one really wide and this one really skinny. So be sure of doing that. I'm just having a bit of trouble with my iPad. But hopefully you can understand that you need to be consistent. And 14 looks like it's got 5. So let's do 5. Let's go 1 there. And I can shade that in as well. So that's a column graph, all right? Now, just go see how that goes to 5, that goes to about 6, that goes to 7, and these go to 1, and that's what we want to see. So they're just a way of representing data. Organize this better. Okay, that's it. Hopefully this helps you out. Peace out.